I don't know. I guess like what does it do for you? What does it do for you?
So there's actually like a lot of benefits, and there's actually a lot of health benefits. This fit's like really fucking good for your body. Inflammation, it helps like it can help with metabolism because your body cleans
Right.
itself out. So what I'll do is I hop in the sauna for 30 minutes, get hot as shit, and then my body's trying to cool itself down. Then I hop in the tub, and so like I get extra cold. I get extra cold, and I'm like shivering and shaking the whole like for a couple of things. One time I did it, and I did it for 20
Oh,
minutes, right? Fucking 20 minutes, and like it was like on a Saturday, and we're somewhere, and I'm like, I'm still freezing. I was freezing cold. I almost did a hypothermia fucking for doing this
I'm
shit. I was like
surprised you
fucking
didn't go
20
into
minutes.
shock.
I fucking almost did, man. I was just like, that cold. But so what I do every day is I do 30 minutes
Yeah.
in the sauna and then 5 minutes in the cold water, and like it just comes up to like my
Right.
chest.
Right.
The more I do it, more the stuff like that. I want to get it later on and do more, and then we can spend more money on those things, and like then you get like a real nice one. Those bitches
Yeah.
are nice. Uh, but that's what I'm doing, and I don't do it for the health benefits. I give two
Right.
fucks about the health benefits. I'm mainly doing it because it sucks. I hate the cold.
Oh,
There's nothing worse than the
I'm the
cold. Being
same as you.
stationed in South
Hmm.
Dakota, man, like from coming from like West Texas, like Texas weather, and then I'm dealing with South Dakota weather. Like it was horrible. So I've never liked the cold. I don't like working out in the cold. Like I'm always like when it's during winter time, I don't
Right.
work out as well because I'm procrastinating because it's cold. So I took this challenge on to kind of push myself more instead of saying, okay, I do not like the cold. I'm going to actively, purposely, intentfully like just hop into a tub every
Right.
day and do this. And then the benefits have been the mental side where I'm just like, okay, I can't get enough of this. But the number one side effect that I love the most is I'm doing a lot. I'm sleeping about 5.5 hours a day. I'm fucking exhausted. I don't even need an energy drink in the morning because I'll hop in. I'll just
Yeah.
I'm up. I did it one time like at 8 o'clock at night or some shit just so I could hurry up and do it because I didn't do it during the day and then I couldn't go to sleep till like 2. So I was just awake because it just wakes me.
Right.
It wakes me
Right.
up in the cold water. Um, but I like it, man. I've been going more into like I like some tree hugger shit, like meditating more, affirmations. Doing a sauna. I do 30 minutes in there. Like I said, then I'll get into the cold tub and
Yeah.
just sit there and just try to breathe and just work on my breathing. And it's like I said, it's pretty crazy. Like I understand it's weird. But to purposely do that when I do not like that, and then be like, okay, why didn't it get colder so I can try to get more
You're
resilient mentally?
crazy.
You see some people, man, it's like it'll be like 30 degrees, and
Yeah.
then it just like they dip right in. You're like, see, it takes gut. It takes for
Yeah.
me that takes balls because I don't like it. So for me, I'm always trying to find a way to become mentally tougher. Like, how do I push myself mentally? How do I push myself physically without really like during the summer, I
Yeah.
do some crazy shit. Like during the summer, I'll work on the garage and I don't have a fan on. It's like Texas, so it's like 90 degrees, like in the gym, no air at all, and I'll just be sprinting, trying to like run out of air and just like push myself and see like at what point do I give up? Like doing dumb shit like that. I've always done just like, hey, how can I
Yeah.
push it? And so now I'm just like, how can I push it with the cold? Like, how can I just purposely always push myself to be cold? And what does that do for the mind, right? Like, there's things I want to do in life, and if I really want to achieve what I want to do, I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to be tired, and I'm gonna have to do things that I'm not excited about, that I'm not motivated, but you have to do them because they're part of a task. And so that's why I'm doing these things is because it's for the benefit down the
Yeah,
road.
I could see that sort of like facing your fears. A lot of people who are afraid of heights, they'll just be like, let me go on a roller coaster. Let me do this. Like my nephew, when he was younger, I guess he was afraid of heights that when they were in the mall and they were going to go down the escalator and he couldn't. He stayed on top. Like he just didn't even go down. So his dad would have to be like, hey, come, and let's go together type deal. But he just because he was afraid of heights, just seeing that how steep it was and everything else, he just couldn't do it. Now he doesn't care. Now that he's older, like he'll do rides, whatever the case would be. He doesn't fear the height no more. But again, that's after him doing it over and over. It's basically start with somebody first and then slowly, like riding a bike. I'm gonna help you all the way till you get it, and then once you get it, I'm gonna slowly let you go and let you face your fear, and that builds up your drive because then if you could do that, like you said, then I'm willing to do jump out of an airplane. I'm willing to go bungee jumping. I'm willing to do all this other stuff that normally you would be scared of, but you just go. But I can't do the cold either. I hate the winter. I never was a winter person. When it used to snow in New York, we used to go play like two-hand touch football in the snow. I'll probably stay out with you playing maybe 30 minutes and I'm upstairs. I'm upstairs in the heat. I always used to wear like 2 jogging pants, 2 sweaters, 2 socks, 2 this, just because I didn't care for the cold. In the beach, if I'm running into the water, I would stop and I would do my little toe and I would touch the water to see how cold the water is before I jump in there. And everybody would be like, is this cold? And I'd be like, yeah, it's cold. But again, as soon as you dive in, it becomes warm and you're good to go. Like your body gets accustomed to it. But I can't stand the cold. But that's good that you do that, because a lot of people, they don't know how to build up their drive. They're just like, if I don't need to do it, then why am I going to do it for? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really challenge themselves, and they should. They should challenge themselves. So like me, I still want to jump out of an airplane. A lot of my friends have done it. They loved it. They said it was great and everything else. I never been bungee jumping. I would like to do bungee jumping. I think that would be cool. There's, for me, like when it comes to heights and rides that go up high, like I love roller coasters, but I would love to continue to build up my drive to be able to do those things and just say, fuck it, let me just go out there and get it done. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you're having a midlife crisis. And
midlife crisis.
You're in your 50s and you're going to like college and you're trying to do things that people do in their 20s. Like that sounds like a midlife crisis.
Why are you discouraging the fact that I'm in school at my age? Why is that a problem?
It's not a problem. Now I know for the 20-year-old something that's in college who's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And like what life choices did he make?
Like they told me, it's never too late, baby. It's never too late.
It's never too late. But there is a fact though. If you do go to school when you're in your 50s, like you are.
I'm not in my 50s, first of all. I'm in my early 30s, mid 30s. So
I forgot. You're single, so you have to lie about your age. Give 2 fucks. I'm good. Good.
If we did a comparison, they'll say that you look older than me.
Yeah, because I get 5 hours of sleep, man. Fucking exhausted half the time.
Whose fault is that?
I'm not complaining about it. Like, and you know what? This is a conversation I've been having, and this is something that like is really, it's hard for it's kind of hard, right? You hear my life, right? I wake up from 4:30. You say disgusting. I wake up before 4:29. I don't go to bed till like 10:30, maybe 11, and I'm back up the next day, right? And I got so much work to do that even on the weekends I'm waking up early now. I just don't have enough time. I'm having to work 7 days a week, putting in like 12, 14, maybe some odd hours. As soon as we get done with this one, I'm studying tonight. That's exactly like we're going to be done here in a second because I got to study until 10 o'clock. I got fucking shit to do, right? I got things to get better at, right? So I'm putting in, 12, 14 hours a day or some shit, roughly. And, give or take. But those are some of those things, right? Like it's getting to that point where it's like, fuck, dude, you're doing this. And it's hard for me to understand that nobody else wants to do this. That's the crazy part. That's the thing that I've been having a lot of trouble with mentally is like, what do you mean nobody else wants to work this hard? What do you mean nobody wants to have a business? Yeah. What do you mean nobody wants to figure out how to make their business better and works really hard and not receive a paycheck because you're putting the work in for your business? Like, to me, I don't understand why you wouldn't. And that leads to a lot of conflict with me mentally and with people because they're like, I don't want that. I want to work a 9-to-5 job. And I'm like, but why wouldn't you want this and that? I'm like, I want freedom so I can do this. And they're like, freedom is being able to go to the beach whenever you want. Now, freedom's not because you want to work 12, 14 hours to one day have freedom to go do whatever you want.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of reversed. And so those are the things that I have problems with is that because a lot of people want certain things, but I look at it sitting there saying, if you want that thing, that's a lot of fucking work. And they don't want to put in that work for it. But I'm having a hard time understanding why people don't want to work. Like, I don't understand why people just want to do the bare minimum.
But for me, it's everybody's built different, man. Not everybody has the same mentality that you have. Not everybody will have the same mentality that I have. They're like you said before, your drive and you're trying to build your drive to want to do more, to challenge yourself to do more. Not many people are like that. They're comfortable where they're at. And you're absolutely right. I mean, there are times that I will see people talk about other people's stuff, and I'm just like, well, you could have the same. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to just dream about it. If you actually challenge yourself and put yourself to do something for it, then it will come. But a lot of people just built differently. I mean, I don't understand it either. Like, I'm retired, yes. I get an income, yes, but that's was my reward. That was me sucking it up and pushing through the rest of those years to say, okay, this is my light at the end of the tunnel. Because when I get from there, then I'm gonna go from there to A, B, C, D. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just like job after job, job after job, or they'll stay with one company for 20 something years, and then hopefully when they're done, they don't want to see nothing. One of my boys, shout out to him. He just retired from the Department of Corrections and everything else. He was an ex-veteran. He did 20 something years with them, and now he's moving to Florida. And he's like, I don't even want to look at a job. I don't even want to think about a boss. Wake up to do. All he wants to do is have dogs and just play with the dogs in the backyard and just chill the rest of his life out. And he's only in his mid 40s, and they just don't even want to expand it anymore because they felt like this was enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already did what I needed to do, and now I'm good. I got a nice little pension coming in, whatever the case would be. So now I'm just going to sit out and enjoy sort of my golden years. Because remember, back in the days, the golden years were in your 60s. You know what I'm saying? Like, those when you were, because that was your retirement age. That's when you were able to start living life to the point where you didn't have to worry about where else can I get money from to enjoy myself. A lot now, with this generations that have been coming up, you know, especially with the military, that you could retire at a young age, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you could still do whatever you want to do. You still need to have some money coming in to really enjoy life, because things have become expensive. You know, you want to take a fucking European vacation, that's expensive. So you got to have to figure out where the money's coming from. But it's crazy because a lot of people don't want it. They're just like, I'm good. I'm good getting my little check here and there and just doing what I want to do. And if I take a vacation, I take a vacation. If I don't, then I don't. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just built different, man.
Dude, like the whole time you told me that, I was just like, what do you do after 30 minutes of doing that? Like, it's just like, that takes 30 minutes. Like, so like, the other day, right? I was working, and then I couldn't read the documents anymore. And I was like, okay. I went and took like a 15, 30-minute nap. I woke up, and that was supposed to be time I was off so I can chill with the family. And they're talking to one of their friends. And so my wife's talking to her friend, and my daughter's talking to her too. And I was just like, fuck it, let me go back to work. Like, I'll just go back and just keep working. It's just like, I can just sit here. And like today, before we hopped on, I watched a TV show. And I felt really good about that shit. Because I'm like fucking, but like, I fucking heard it. Like I said, I fucking heard it because like, I did. Like, but I put in work in this shit. Like, I'm not like, and I can say that, like, yeah, I earned it.
Right.
I've watched it. And I'm cool with it. But again, we're doing this. We're going to get off here in a second. And I'm going to stay here in my office. I'm probably going to talk to my wife, come back, then I'm working again. And that's just how the fuck it goes, man. That's just that's it. But and so, like, I hear what your friend goes through, and he doesn't want to hear any of that stuff. I'm just like,
right.
Like, what do you do with your day? How do you know what I mean? And so it's crazy to me that, like I said, we're all built differently, but, you know what I mean? You know what
breathe.
Like,
it's okay to breathe.
Yeah, it would fucking freak me out, man. Can you imagine every day, like, you know exactly what you're going to do because it's just the same thing. You're going to make a sandwich at lunch. You can go play with the dogs, and
it's like the Bill Murray movie Groundhog Day, man. Every day at 6 a.m. he woke up. It was the same repeat day over and over and over.
Yeah, dude. I was doing an issue last night, so I'm dealing with stuff, texting back things, working on things, and I had to work on it today. I love that.
Yeah,
shit. And it's a fire, and you're like, okay, cool. I love that shit, dude. It's like that thing. I love that shit. Yeah. I'm obsessed with this stuff. To know that, like, I look at my calendar and be like, I have nothing planned.
Yeah.
What do you mean I have nothing planned? And I have nothing planned the next day, the next week, the next year. There's nothing on the calendar. I'd freak out. Like, what do you mean? Like, if I don't have anything on my calendar for meetings, I'm like, okay, we put I do actually. Have you heard of this stuff? So this is my new. It's not my new one, but I've been doing it, and I'm actually going all in. It's called Pomodoro. Mm-hmm. So it's a productivity hack. What you do is you do 25 minutes on, 25 minutes off. So what you do is you go to YouTube, and they have music to it and shit like that. So I'll do that. 25 minutes, and I have a long to do list, and so I have it broken down by subjects. Like, okay, I need to work on this,
Yeah.
and that, right? And so what I'll do is I put two of them in a day. So I work 4 hours of. I try. It's hard to do that. Like I can only do that maybe twice a week, but I aim for two, one a day, and that means for 2 hours it's uninterrupted information. Where I'll get my phone and be like, nope, I don't have time yet because the timer hasn't gone off on me, and I just fucking work. And man, you can take care of a lot of shit in
Yeah.
2 hours if you just focus on just for 25 minutes is all I do. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, done, and I'll just keep working on the same task, right? Or sometimes I'll be like, done, I'm good. You know what my extra reward is? I got another 10 minutes extra break. I got 15 minutes. Cool. I'm go like go do something else, come back and I work at it. And that has helped me out the most because I have so much stuff
Hmm.
going on right now where I have to sit there and say, okay, cool, I'm doing this. Um, on the weekends, I can make up the most amount of work effort because that's uninterrupted, right? Work doesn't really, work's kind of chill in that time frame. And so you can work on your additional things you want to do. So that's my new fucking
Yeah.